Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Hope you're having an incredible, incredible day, and may peace be upon you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. It Takes Courage. With me, your host, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. I'm a best-selling author of Are You Visible? Moneymakers, Woman Who Leads, She's a Boss, and also the curator for TEDx Huntington Beach. And today, I have a very special guest, Brenna Davis, who is one of the co-authors of the recently international bestseller book Hello Success. And today we are going to be digging deep into redefining success your own way. I mean, a lot of people say success leaves clues, so we just need to model after them, which is great, a great step. But we've also got to understand that our each of our definition of success is different than the experts or what influencers trying to say. So it's also important for us not just following those footsteps blindly, but to understand what is our purpose, what is our values, and have a little bit of fun and be a little bit wild in changing those steps to best fit yourself. So Brenna, let's first welcome you to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Izzy. Great to be here with you this morning.
Thank you
Thanks for
so
having
much.
me on.
It's my pleasure. So if everybody noticed, I have a little co-host today. Rayhan is here, going to be joining us. But yeah, Brenna. So let's go straight to the point. What is, how can we redefine your own success? Because in your chapter, you mentioned about purpose, power, or like knowing who you are and using that as the foundation. So do you feel that is the key in redefining your own success?
I really feel, Izzy, that embedding purpose in what we do on a regular basis is really what helps us drive success. And here's why. I'm an environmental scientist and a business expert. I'm a CEO of a multi-million dollar company and have worked in the sustainable business world for, gosh, 25 years. But when I started, I didn't have purpose embedded in what I was doing. When I was in high school, I was telling a story in the book about I got a job in a pharmacy, but I didn't understand that I was helping people on a regular basis. I thought I was just putting boxes away on the shelf or just executing these orders to put things away or to and I didn't realize that what I was doing was actually helping people heal. People needed medicine. People needed to have first aid, all the things that they needed that comes out of a pharmacy. So when you embed purpose in what you're doing, it really supercharges it and it gives you extra energy to do that task.
Beautiful. It gives you the extra energy. And I think it shows when you kind of walk with purpose, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you work, the way you perform is different than people who just there clocking in, clocking out, doing a checklist. Because you lead a company, a multi-million dollar company. So do you feel that those people with purpose, like do you feel them to be different in terms of the performance or how they act, how they interact, and what they bring to the table to the company?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you understand the purpose or mission of the company that you work at, or you have your own purpose in what you're doing and you embed that into the work. For example, being an accountant, You can choose to be an accountant at a children's hospital, or you can choose to be an accountant at somewhere that aligns with something you're really passionate about. It makes it so much easier to get up in the morning and to get excited about what you're doing. And I'm sure, Izzy, with the work you do as a visibility expert, having that purpose embedded in what you're doing every day must give you extra energy. Is that true? Because it seems like you get it, you really put a lot of energy into it, and it seems endless to me as I'm working with you.
Oh my God, like it doesn't stop, but it's just the things that keep us going, right? Fresh, like like one thing after the other. What people don't realize, like for example, coming up with this book with you and Selena, even with yourself, there's a million other things that people don't see that we have to do. The writing, the rewriting, the asking for help, the different angle, what story to choose, because has a it has a word character limit in this particular book. So it just gives the energy, the sense of just keep on going, the commitment that we play. Like Brenna and I, we were just talking today, and unfortunately, one of our co-authors, Selina, is not able to be here with us physically, but she is here with us energetically. But Brenna and I was like, okay, um, this is live TV, and we just gotta go for it, right? So like a Super
Yeah.
Bowl. So when you have a championship schedule, you just go for it, like no matter what. So the book Hello Success is now available. The paperback version should be available. So each of us authors have our own paperback version, personalized version of it. So I recommend that you reach out to each of the authors, Selena, Brenna, and also myself, to get a personalized and hopefully an autographed copy of the book. So this is how you can reach out to Brenna. So just go ahead and reach out to her. So the other thing, Brenna, that we talked about in the Hello Success book is the key lessons that we can draw into it. And you mentioned the story about you being in a pharmacy, of relating it to the higher purpose. These people would come in with some type of pain or something to relieve themselves, and hooking it to the purpose of helping them. We could just, smile, for example, when they walked in, and not just there you go. I think that whenever I've been to a pharmacy, it's very rarely that I see the pharmacist actually smile
Yeah,
at the
I know. They're so smart. I mean, they're like amazing scientists, but yeah, smiling is probably not always their strong suit.
I mean, imagine, right? If you just like, smile a little bit, knowing that you're helping, I think it can make a big difference. But when you are, for example, in yourself in the corporate world, how do we tie your own personal purpose to the company's vision? How do we kind of align it to together? Because sometimes it may not be alignment, or it may be. So, how do you encourage your employees to take their personal values, to take their personal purpose and vision, and see if it can be aligned with the company's vision, so that when you move together as a
Yeah,
team?
yeah. It's really interesting. I've coached and worked with hundreds of people or mentored hundreds of people. Every Friday, I reserve about half an hour for someone that's an emerging leader in my field to meet with them, and I've been doing that for gosh, a decade. Um, and then also have coached people. And one of the things is that some people don't know what their purpose is, or don't have a purpose. And so if you do, you're pretty lucky. You're one of those people who really, it's a blessing to know what really excites you and what really can drive you. But when you come into work, it's not always true that you're going to be excited about the mission of where you work. And so sometimes that is a self-driving mechanism that you can create for yourself. So maybe it's, that day I'm going to help three different people, or I'm going to smile at three different people, or like I said, the accounting scenario that can apply. You can decide where you want to work so that the mission aligns with what you're doing. And also, I will say, as an executive leader, it's really important to communicate the mission of the company. So where I work now and where I lead, which is really exciting, it's like my dream job. It's all about organic agriculture and advancing organic agriculture because it's better for people and better for the environment. So I would say, if you have it if you do have your purpose identified, there is a way to embed it just into your day-to-day job and to design your life around it. The hard part, though, is how do you find it if you don't have it? And so what I've shared in the book is, there are a couple things you can do. One is you can rewind to when you were a kid. Like, Izzy, what did you like to do when you were a kid? I like to
Yeah,
hang out in
exactly.
nature. What were you like? I bet you were
I
just
don't know.
super
I just
crazy.
like to play, and I like to play like in the outside, and I like to be with my family. Like I think one of my
Yeah.
happiest memories was like, having my entire family, and not just me, my mom and my sisters, but my grandma, mommy, and my uncle Ayasha, my uncle Ayani, and my
Mhm.
cousins, like all of us like coming together, in that living room, 20, 30, maybe 40 of us then, just like being there together. That's like it still is my happiest moments to be. That's having the family together and just, yeah, that would be my happiest moment.
And community is really important to you too.
Mhm.
And I can see on your Facebook and just talking with you and knowing you just how important building its community is. And see, you're still doing it with this new TEDx Huntington Beach. You're creating and building another community of people. So yeah, family and community is just it's
Yes.
so amazing, Izzy.
Thank you. It's beautiful. And I also feel like when you have purpose, like what you mentioned in your book, one of the things that can happen is that you start to attract the right people that is in alignment with you. And the
Mhm.
people that is not in alignment with you will deselect themselves because they're like, what language is this person talking to? Like, I don't understand. So they will automatically kind of like deselect themselves from your life. So it makes your life so much easier knowing that you attract the right people or hanging out with the right people that is gonna be there to support you, to take care of you, who has your back, who
Yeah.
you can trust in moving forward. And in the I don't know whether it's just in the industry or in a society nowadays, people make promises and they break it so easily. They don't understand the consequences that your promises has, or they would do things maybe unintentionally that kind of like step over people because to get on the personal benefit. So I think like it's hard. There's a lot of hurt or pain going on, but when you have the people who is like, you know what, when they say they're there for you, they don't have to say it, but these
Yeah.
are the people because you're in alignment with them, no matter no, the vision, like for example, TEDx Huntington Beach, our vision is possibility, that anything is possible. So that's the only thing that drives the mission, the community, and everything that we do. It's not about promoting your brand. Isn't about promoting your book, your business. This is goes way beyond like all that. It's making an impact. So Brenna, like kind of like taking all that in, what do you feel is a couple of things that people can do as an action step to start redefining their success? Because that we see someone that we like successfully, and then we put them on a pedestal, and then we're like, but it doesn't work, kind of thing. So what would you say as an action step for us to start defining our own success?
Yeah, I think, there's a couple things well, first you want to understand kind of what drives you, what your kind of mission is, what your purpose is. And that can change. You can have a purpose one year and then all of a sudden you have an epiphany. You realize there's a social issue that's really driving you that you can't handle, that you can't stand this injustice and you need to take action. Or all of a sudden maybe you went on a trip and saw an endangered animal or saw something, an endangered animal in the zoo, and all of a sudden you're like, I need to, protect them. These are all things that can drive that. And so have understanding your purpose and then being willing to recalibrate, when you feel your heart is ready, is kind of a good first step, I think. And a couple ways you can do that. One is journaling, and I have not always been good at journaling, Izzy. I don't know about you, but sometimes
Me
just
either. I
following
don't.
your
I
brain and like
don't
writing.
journal.
I
Yeah,
know.
I don't even journal kind of
I
thing. Like
know.
I think
So
I
some people
used
are
to do
really
it when
good
I
at
was
it.
younger. Yeah,
Yeah.
they journal every day. I think I when I was younger, I only journal when I'm mad or something like whoa, like all
Exactly.
those.
I was like that too.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah. So one
Journaling is a cool technique.
It is a cool technique, or just writing a couple words down, what you're excited about, what drives you, something that you did when you were a kid. The other thing is you can just sit quietly, and some people are better at this, either praying or meditating, and really asking your heart, what does your heart say about it? What are you feeling in your body? So that's one other way to identify that. I know there are many others, but those are the ones that I've seen be most successful. And then so you have your purpose. So finding a way to embed it in your day-to-day life. And you can also volunteer. That's another really cool thing. Maybe once a week you go and you work in the homeless shelter, or you work uh, in the food pantry, or whatever you might wherever you might serve. And then the last thing I always want people to remember is sometimes when we're driven by purpose, we can put ourselves last. So some of us can forget that we need to have good self-care, and to take care of ourselves, and to take care of our, whatever that is, drinking enough water, eating enough food, some of these basics. Yeah. Yeah. Um, what else? Making sure our emotional needs are met, going to the doctor, all these things that we need to do on a regular basis. So we need to make sure that we're in good shape so that we can carry out that purpose, if that makes any sense, Izzy. Because sometimes you can just get drawn
Absolutely.
into it and totally forget about yourself, and that happens a lot for people that are in um,
High
fields.
performers. Yeah. Yeah. People who are high performers, or people who are just so committed to things that we forgot, right, about ourselves. Like always be, um, for example, if serving food, it would be like, serving food for other people, for my kids, for my husband first. And then not even sitting down, I would go and do something, right? And then they will be eating and I wouldn't be eating. So now I'm like, okay, the food is there. I call everybody, whether they come or not, I'm eating kind of thing, rather than, serving or waiting for people to eat first. And one thing I wanted to touch before we wrap it up, Brenna mentioned a lot about purpose. And she also said some people are lucky enough they know the purpose, but some aren't, and majority don't know about your purpose. Which is, don't sweat about it, okay? Don't wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning like I don't know what
Yeah.
my purpose is.
No, no, it's
I
fine.
know, and start stressing on things. Like Brenna gave a lot of things. Like start to see what are things that you find joy, that you love doing, that you always gravitate to, and what are the, and then start to see, have a little bit of reflection. Why is that the thing that matters the most to you? Or why does it bring you joy and love and happiness, or excitement, or a sense of adventure? Brenna, since she was a little kid, she loves nature and walking. She cares about the planet and the animal. So her job essentially is kind of the way I think about it. Like if the environment is a good, it's clean, it's clear, like we all can go to the ocean and have a great day at the ocean without worrying oil spill or any toxic things to the ocean. So don't sweat about it if you don't know what your purpose is. Just focus on the things that brings you joy and laughter, freedom, happiness, the things that makes you feel alive. And even as a job as an accountant, I have a few family members, cousins who are accountants. In that family, they're like all accountants. They do get excited going to work, because they love numbers. And what people don't understand is that numbers tells a story. It has
Yeah.
a soul,
And it's
so
so
it sees the
helpful.
story behind the numbers. So yeah, even my cousins married accountants, like the accountant married another accountant. So it is, They love
That's
numbers, I would
awesome.
say, but
That's
I
so
guess,
great.
I guess they love a story. So Rena, let's leave an audience with um one thing that they can do today, whether make sure you have a drink of water, make sure that um, you reward yourself even with a piece of a piece of apple or something. What's one thing that we can do today in taking care of ourselves? Because otherwise, it never gets done.
Yeah, one thing, really great thing to do is to make sure we move and move around during the day and not get stuck at our desks. So I think that can be a good goal for the day is to get up every hour. You can set your Apple Watch to alarm you, or you can set an alarm on wherever on your computer, just to make sure you get up and walk around and get that blood flowing. Um, and one thing is, in the book Hello Success, what we're trying to accomplish, and I'm paraphrasing you, is this idea that success is larger than just money. I mean, money is so important, and how we manage it and build wealth and what we do with it is so important for our future and our family's future, and for personal fulfillment. Being connected with a larger definition of success is also something that's very important, I think, especially for women. And this book is written for everybody, but I think I really liked how we work to broaden the definition of success. And you mentioned it earlier, Izzy. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when I first started in the industry, it's all about, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be making millions of dollars. But, a few years after, I'm like, you know what, like, it's just the little things that make me so happy. And the things that I have now make me so happy. Well, yes, obviously the additional income is fantastic. For example, the other day, one of the charities that I've always contributed it to for years, that I sponsored, and an orphan from another country reached out to me and said, "Hey, you know what? Her name is Ala. So Ala's brothers and sisters, there's three of them. They need some supplies for the school, like school bag with supplies. Can
Yeah.
you help?" I'm like, absolutely. And I was in a position. So I mean, I'm so thankful I'm in a position to say yes immediately and kind of, yeah, go ahead, and supported that. And that just makes me so happy knowing again that I was able to help another family, whether I mean it's not directly my family, but able to help that. Obviously, and with my family, supporting my husband's dreams, supporting my son's dreams. Abra loves playing hockey, and if it means like going to the swing every day, like
I know your weekend sound intense.
my weekend, my time being there for him, and he plays on a competitive level on a traveling team. So it's a bigger commitment than what we used to have before, and taking extra lessons, being with the parents. So like having that is my definition of success.
Yeah.
Or
Wow.
well, getting to be with Rehan here. I mean, you saw him earlier. He made a little appearance,
Yeah.
being with
So
her. So
cute.
it's different, right, Brenna? Like the
Hmm.
what we how we define success,
Yeah.
and also how we the steps that we took for success is different than it's not in the books of what experts say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It isn't, because I think success was really defined by how much you could amass at what how much wealth you could amass at whatever cost. And I think the world has changed, and people that have true happiness are really people that can do the things that you're doing, Izzy. um I would say Dr. Izzy, but
Yeah, I
anyway.
mean, we've known each other for some time,
I
Izzy, but
know.
and I like it that like
I,
it doesn't matter. Like if we were in a what do you call it, bureaucratic organization, all that matters.
yeah,
But to
yeah, if we
me,
were.
it does. you know, to me, it really doesn't matter. But what Brenna and I are trying to say is that this is just goes beyond the numbers game of like, this is the business, this is how you make money, this is how much you need to make a month. It just goes way beyond it. It's purpose, it is passion, it is your voice, it is your courage that you put out there, and the impact that you have to others that can, create to so many beautiful and unexpected things. So don't underestimate what you do, even if it's just a little bit. Like today, Brenna and I are discussing this, so hopefully it will, inspire other people. So Brenna, let's wrap up with this. Um, this one word, hello success is.
Well, I have to say purpose, Izzy.
Yeah. Hello, success is purposeful and intentional, and you start to see like when you move with a purpose. Even like one of the things that my coach Bo Eason says that when you're on stage, you move with the purpose,
Yeah.
because
You would-
otherwise you
Yep.
dissipate your power. Because imagine like people moving,
Yeah.
and then the audience are like, "What's going on?" Like, but if you move and you move with a purpose, people can't take your eyes away from you, and that's what you want because you want to help other people. So that is beautiful. Thank you so much, Brenna,
And Izzy,
for the conversation today.
when is TEDx
Yeah.
Huntington Beach?
Oh, yes. TEDx Huntington Beach is happening on the 23rd of September. So we're just
Wow.
a couple of weeks away. And, if you, I mean, I would love for you to come, Brenna. And those that are watching, go to tedxhuntingtonbeach.com/tickets. Are you coming, Brenna? Can you gonna be coming down
I
and driving and
I'm
hang out
actually
with
gonna
us?
be on vacation, so I
I
know.
know it's always the
I
time for
know.
it.
But
But thank you so much, Brenna, for being here today and sharing your wisdom, your background. And one of the things that Brenna and I talked about before is that Brenna has a lot of hearts in her, and that is what brings her as a great leader. Is it, she knows her position very well, and not trying to be someone else. For example, not trying to be um, uh, like one of those pushy people, not really pushy, but kind of like do this, do that. But Brenna knows her position very well, and that is her definition of success. She is calm. She has a lot of heart. She has purpose and passion. Those are the qualities that make her a great leader. So you don't have to be a certain way to be a great leader. You can just be who you are and be proud of it, and embrace it, and then share that part of you with other people. So thank you so much, Brenna, for being
thank
here
you.
today. And the copy, hello success. So I would say reach out to Brenna, myself, and Selina for a personalized copy of the paperback version of the book. And hopefully you can get an autographed copy as well. And that is Brenna's access tagline on Facebook. All right, Brenna, thank you so much for being
Thank you,
here. We will see
Izzy.
everybody in the next episode.
Good
Take
to see
care.
you all.